welcome to T-Boys TV. We're back again with another Hatters show. You know how it is, obviously, with my dad again. Episode 25. How are you, Dad?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. You?
Yeah, good. Delighted about that result yesterday. I was totally wrong about it, but you know, we done it. But obviously, we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, obviously, in today's episode, we're going to talk about that game against Stoke yesterday, and then preview the weekend fixture that is against Derby. So yeah, Stoke. Obviously, we'll start off how we usually do with the lineup. And it was an interesting one. So Steer obviously kept his place in goal. The 3-5-2 formation. Naismith left side centre back. Lockyer through the centre. Burke was on the right side of it. Bell was on the left wing back. Bree right wing back. Osho, Campbell, and then just in front of them was Hilton. So he stuck with that same formation that we played against West Brom. And then Adebayo and Cornick were up top. Now, I'll say my thoughts quickly. When I saw Hilton starting, I knew he was going to do something special in this game. He's very unlucky against Swansea not to score. Still played a massive part in that. And, you know, a lot of Luton fans were like, oh, why is he starting? Come on, like that sort of thing. And I knew he was going to do something. You know, I was a bit surprised that there was no Osho. You know, there was quite a few players where there were, you know, there was Osho, but he wasn't, you know, where he usually is. You know, Ruddock wasn't there, not even on the bench. I don't know. I was a bit like, oh, okay. But yeah, overall, I was happy with that lineup. What did you make of that lineup, Dad?
Yeah, it was different. And I think the reason we've gone with that deep line centre forward or whatever you want to call it in the last two games is because we're lacking in midfielders. You know, well, we're not, you know, a little bit, and we can't keep banging certain players out. So he's trying, you know, he's brave to do that. You know, it worked in the other game. So yeah, I was surprised to see Hilton there though, because I don't think he's ever played in that position for us. Like Elliot Lee, you know, yeah, but not Hilton. But you know, but he's getting older. He's good on the ball. It works. It kind of works, and it did work.
Yeah, and I think it makes sense. Like instead of putting someone like Cornick there, for example, because Cornick can run onto the passes ahead.
Yeah,
and same with Adebayo.
And the defence. So I thought, but I had rumours that Burke, you know, got a knock in training, so he wouldn't be playing, but he did. Jerome, I think we was going to start, weren't we? Or I was going to start, actually.
Yeah. No, a lot of people thought he was going to start. I mean, I was surprised in that aspect that he weren't starting after that last game. Obviously, I know I didn't say, but after like hearing what everyone else said and sort of expected, but yeah, no.
But after watching the game, I can see why he didn't start. Because Cornick's pace and that caused them problems. So yeah, no, it was an interesting, you know. But we just seem to be able to adapt as well, you know, because we keep a couple of times we've gone, oh, I don't know about that. What's going on there? Like, and we pull it out of the bag. So, you know, give faith to the manager.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But yeah, we'll talk about the first half now. So, if I'm being honest, not too much happened in the first half. If I'm really being honest, we both watched it. I watched it on the red button, and there was no commentary, but I'm not really fussed about that as long as I can watch the game. But yeah, from what you see of the first half, what did you make of it?
The wind, it was so windy, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, typical at Stoke, you know, wind, rain, a lot.
So it was hard to get the ball down. Well, you know, it was hard, you know, the ball was swirling all over the place. It was hard, you know, passing. It's harder in them conditions. So yeah, it was scrappy, but come on, that happens, you know.
Yeah.
There wasn't much going on, but you know, they had more possession and stuff. But so what, you know? Whereas
possession doesn't give you football games, does it? So
they could have, you know, they had a couple of chances, nothing dangerous, easy for Steer to deal with. Our defence was good. We didn't look terrible. It was just scrappy. But I put a lot of that down to the conditions, really. So it's just one of them. It weren't,
Yeah, there's not
we
really.
We were never threatened, and they didn't really offer much, really. The referee was shit.
When are they not? When are they not? I'm used to it now.
Throwing players around, and there was just a couple of fouls that he just didn't even give for. There was one, I don't know if it was the first half or the second half, where Campbell fouled someone, but then the geezer picked him up and threw him on the floor. Campbell got a yellow card, but he didn't get nothing.
I know.
And there was a foul on Bell, I think, as well. Got poleaxed, and nothing happened. No. I was just like, it was just little things like that. It's just like, come on, man. But I don't know. I'm used to seeing them types of referees in the conference, man. Do you know what I mean? I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but could have been worse. It was 0-0.
Honestly, I just think it's the same all across the whole of the English leagues.
Yeah,
that's where I stand with it. I think they're all as bad as each other, if I'm being totally honest. But yeah, no, I definitely hear what you're saying. I understand how they didn't get a yellow card when Campbell did, and I don't know. But yeah, as we said, there's not really too much to report on from that first half, other than it was a bit scrappy and that sort of thing, really. But going into the second half, obviously we got that goal in the 56th minute. Hilton, obviously Cornick with the assist, and it was a good finish, very good finish by Hilton. And yeah, I bet you was loving it, because I certainly was.
Yeah, it was quick, just proper striker's goal. Great assist. I
love the way him and the players ran over to the fans as well. It's sick.
Was that the one where Bree won it on the right, and then switched it to Cornick, going bang? Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. Proper footballing goal that was.
Bree had a brilliant game.
Great.
The way he's winning the ball, playing it forward. Yeah, he's brilliant.
Yeah, it's a well worked goal. We wanted it more than them. You could see that. Like I said, I watched it, but it was via what's it called? We pay to watch it, whatever.
iFollow.
Yeah. So I watched it on that, and on a link or whatever, and it had Stoke commentators. And I
heard a lot of people talk about. As I say, I didn't have no sound, but
you're going to be slightly biased towards your team, slightly, yeah. But the way they were going on was absolutely ridiculous. It was so bad. Like, there was a geezer and a woman, or two geezers and a woman. And as soon as we scored, they were going, "Oh, look, they're going to time waste, and they're doing this and they're doing that." And I was thinking, it's the 56th minute, mate. We did start to time waste, but not nowhere near as much as they were going on. That's ridiculous.
Literally what they're known for, so I don't get how they can.
I know, it's hilarious. And when they beat us at Kenilworth Road, as soon as they scored, that's what they done for the rest of the game.
Exactly.
And we weren't doing that. And I was sitting there and I was going, no, come on, we will score again. We're going to go forward, and we could have scored more. Adebayo had two great chances.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. He was so unlucky. Especially the first one.
Good save.
Yeah, but the second one, the way he brung it down, I went, oh my God. The way he brung it down, when that player, I thought that player was winning it. Let's be real, majority of people would have thought that player was winning it. The way he's brought it down, played it in front, made that run. When he done them, that turn and that, I thought it was Mo Salah vibes with Adebayo.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And then the shot, I was like, it's unlucky.
Got blocked. Yeah, it got blocked.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Premier League quality. That right 100%. There.
The way he can bring a ball down, I've said it plenty of times on here. The way he can bring a ball down and do something, it's just ridiculous.
He'll be scoring.
The one that stands out is the one against Reading, because he turned.
Yeah.
When it down.
Yeah, not a beautiful
Even
goal. Yeah.
Soccer AM were bigging it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we had plenty of chances. So I'm not hearing all this crap. And we did time waste a little bit towards the end, especially after they scored. But come on, it weren't that bad. I don't know what they were just really salty. They were saying some stupid things. Stoke have been really poor. Both teams. What else did she say? She said the way these teams are because they were hoping that Stoke will win and get the outside chance for the playoffs and all this. Yeah.
Mm.
And she was saying, "Oh, the way these teams are playing, I can't see any of them getting in." And I was thinking, shut the hell up.
It comes back to what we said the other day. They've still got that mentality.
Yeah, your team. Yeah. How many Luton games have you watched? They sounded like they were going to cry at some point. It was ridiculous. They were going,
No, I did hear that. It
there.
was awful. I did hear from other people.
I thought it was. I knew it weren't just me because I went on the Luton forum afterwards and they were saying it, and he kept saying about Steer when he was doing his kick outs, he was going over the line, which he was, but I've seen pretty much every team do that.
Yeah,
exactly. The goalkeepers are doing it. No, the referees don't do anything about it, and that's why they're encroaching more and more. I've seen it loads. He's doing it because he's probably taught to do that in the Premier League. I've seen it happen. So moaning about that, he's pinching a couple of yards. Shut up, mate. You know what I mean? It was ridiculous. She was saying some dumb stuff like we should have wiped. We should be wiping the floor with Luton. What are you on about? We finished above you last season. And we're currently, do you know what I mean? And just stupid comments like that.
It doesn't make no sense. Really doesn't.
If we was bottom of the table, going on like Peterborough, Barnsley or whatever, or whatever, Wickham and that last season, fair enough. But we're not. So stop, exactly. Humble yourself. Like, give some respect. It was, when Luton played Chelsea and it's on TV, obviously, Chelsea expected to win, and they're gonna go, oh, Luton did this, that, and that, but they're not gonna disrespect like the way she was going on. Like, oh yeah, this should be easy for Chelsea. They should be winning 5-0. How are Luton winning this game? Like, you know what I mean? Like, just stuff like that. They won't say that. They'll be like, oh, they're shocking them. They're playing really well. Good on them. We know they've got good players. They've got a good manager. This, that, and the other. But they just weren't having none of it, and it was just winding me up. And then when we scored again, I was like, well, there you go. What are you saying now? And then
let's get into that. Let's move into that. So obviously Jerome, 2 out of 2 games now. Decent finish as well.
Yeah, quite. Just that ability, innit? That know-how in the box, bang, having it. And I forgot because that's what I was trying to look up on the last show that he played for them before.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. That's very true.
Probably in the Premier League as well, maybe, I think. And they booed him when he come on, I think, but that just G'd him up. We love it. And again, and another thing, she was, it was a great goal. Again, I think that was down to Bree initially, and then
Naismith
this time, again. We could have had more again.
Oh dear.
We could have had more.
Yeah, definitely. As we said, with them Adebayo chances, them alone are, chance to have more.
They were just acting like we were lucky, and it's just ridiculous. It was just so disrespectful. It's unbelievable. It's like they were playing Barrow or something. No disrespect to you know what I mean, but I'm just trying to put into context. That's the way they were talking. It was absolutely ridiculous. And then when we celebrated the second goal in front of their fans. Luton have done this a couple of times. Like they shouldn't be allowed to do this. Do you know what I mean? I'm thinking, well, is it? You listen to yourself.
Luton are the only team that's ever done that. Yeah.
You're disrespecting us throughout the whole commentary.
Yeah.
And obviously they can't hear that. But the fans are the same. And that's what the mentality is. Of course, we're going to bite back. And Hilton's that player anyway. Do you know what I mean? He's like, shithousery and that, throwing the ball away and get away whatever he can. I think he did get a yellow card in the end. A couple of players did, but
I was going to touch on that. A lot of players did get a yellow card.
And the thing is, when you're fighting for something, then you do. Why not? If other teams do it,
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
just do it. We're not known for it, but if you're going to try and manage out a game away, especially, then do it.
Yeah,
and they've done it, and I called it as well.
Yeah. Not the same score, but you did say if something's going to happen, it's going to be now. So
yeah, I called it, and the only disappointing thing really was that the other teams around us all picked up. They all scored in the last minute of injury time, like Sheffield United, QPR. I think like a few of them. Huddersfield. I think they all scored like in the last few minutes or whatever, which is a bit disappointing. But we're still in touch. We've got to play them teams around us, and you can see the momentum we've got. I think, like I said in the last show, that the players are starting to believe now, and that's what they want. Cameron Jerome's come out and said it, apparently. So, but yeah, it was good. Good second goal.
Good to finally beat them at their ground, and Nathan Jones finally gets that win over them. Finally, you know what I mean? It was them. So yeah, and another thing I'd like to say before we get onto man of the match and where that puts us in the table, that sort of thing. Big up the fans that travelled as well, all that way midweek as well. So yeah, obviously I would have went, but no one was going that I really go with, and plus Liverpool playing at the same time, which is obviously another team. So yeah, it's one of them. But yeah, obviously man of the match now. Breeze in there for a shout. I think brilliant he was. The way he's bringing the ball down, winning the ball, getting pre-assists, so to speak. Even though he didn't score, I thought he was unlucky, like we mentioned. Adebayo, I think Cornick's up there for a shout. Hilton, obviously. I wouldn't say Jerome. The only reason I say that is because I don't think he was on enough to say that, even though his goal was, a very good goal and that sort of thing. Steer, made a few good saves. Obviously, their goal, I don't think he could have really done much. It was a good finish. But yeah, who would you give man of the match?
Don't know. A few players played well. The defense was pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
Bell was good. Debris was definitely pretty good. Campbell was decent.
Campbell, Naismith.
Cornick was very good in this game. Adebayo was unlucky.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't think he affected the game majorly other than that. Do you know what I mean? But he was decent. He's always a threat.
Especially in the first half.
Yeah.
He was causing havoc. He earned us so many corners in that first half.
For me, I felt that Hilton, in the position he was playing, and he was winning balls in that midfield as well. Do you know what I'm saying? He was winning the ball a lot. He was good, and then to cap it off with that goal, proper, getting into the box, like
kick started up it for us to try and score more, didn't it? Really?
Yeah, I think he deserves it. To be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I can't argue with that. I'm going to go someone different though. I'm going to go with Bree. I think it's exceptional. The way he was just winning the ball back. As I said, the pre-assist, the passes he was making forward as well. Brilliant. Absolutely.
Yeah, quality. Brilliant. Yeah, showing a lot of quality. And
and I always backed him. Well,
Nathan Jones said. Nathan Jones said that he's another Jack Stacey, if not better. Do you remember?
Yeah, exactly.
And potentially, yeah. Stacey's good. He's probably faster, Stacey, but maybe Bree's more of a technical player, and he's probably better at defending as well. So
no, I think he's better at defending. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, there you go. So Hilton was your man of the match. Bree was mine. Now I'll go through a table. So for us, that means we're now 2 points behind the playoffs. Would have been 1 point, but I think because Sheffield United or whatever got a result. It's one of them really. But is there anything else you want to say before we move on to Derby?
No, we're just 2 points. Yeah, 2 points off Sheffield United, but they haven't got them games in hand no longer. They had a few games in hand before, so 2 points. I still think. I'm telling you, we'll finish above them. And yeah, we're well in the mix. And if we carry on the way we're going, I don't know, I ain't saying nothing else, but
Yeah, I'm still going to.
We're only 7 points off of Bournemouth or something like that, or 11. I don't know what it is. 11. Do you know what I mean? You know.
Yeah, it's looking a lot more positive than it would have before. That's all I'm going to say on that. But yeah, obviously, as we were saying, we got Derby this weekend at home. We return at home again. So yeah, I might potentially be going to this. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm going to get into some comments before we, start off with it. Big up Oasis, he says, "Come on, my G. Big up yourself, mate. Hope you're well." Big up Max as well. He says, "Big up T. Big up yourself." How you doing, you fucking drongo? I don't even know what that means, but yeah, I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. But yeah, obviously, as I said, we got Derby this weekend. Now, obviously, Derby, fighting for their lives. Obviously, yesterday they lost. Was it yesterday or day before? I can't remember. Yeah. It was yesterday, wasn't it? They lost to Millwall 2-1 at home, which I didn't see coming. I'm not going to lie. I thought Derby would do it, to be fair. But yeah, they lost 2-1. Obviously, we just touched on our game. We won 2-0, so we're on the back of a win. They're on the back of a loss. But overall, home game. How are you feeling going into this one, Dad?
Well,
obviously they're going to be fighting for their lives, but then we're both fighting for things.
I'm still pretty confident, but there's a few things, like I say, they're fighting for their lives. This is the game they sort of have to get a result from, because they're still quite adrift.
Also, I'll just cut in and say something. I nearly forgot to say triple wins as well.
Yeah, exactly. So that we got that again. We're very good at home.
I'm a lot more confident when we're at home. 100%.
We've definitely got enough to beat them. Their main player is out because he got sent off, didn't he? And Wayne Rooney sent him to go on holiday, so he wasn't in that game last night or not, whenever it was. And he's like their best player. So, and he won't be playing against us. I think they'll probably feel the pressure a bit because they know it's gonna be a difficult game. Yeah. And we're not going to switch off because we're on cusp of something special potentially. So
yeah, exactly. And going back to the thing where we're both fighting for things, we're not fighting for the same thing as well. You know what I mean? Like, whereas if it was like, obviously they want to get a result, but if it was like relegation, they'd be even more up for it. Because both be in the same sort of battle, but we're not. Yeah. But yeah, I totally agree with what you said. We're at home, and as I said as well, I feel a lot more positive at home. So yeah, is there anything else you want to say before I was going to say a little bit?
This is another test, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's a consistency test. If you're gonna make them playoffs, you've got to get that 3 wins. You got to be winning. We were used to winning 20 games in a row, 12 games in a row. Yeah. When we were in League One and we started off first season near the bottom, stable, and then all of a sudden, if you look at this graph, it shows like a live graph of the position. We just started shooting up the table. It was mental. Do you remember me showing you it? It just
I know.
Everyone else was about balancing out, and we just went shot up the table. Yeah. And I'm getting them kind of vibes now. So
as I said, I don't want to get too carried away, but it is looking more positive than it has previously.
More likely,
especially a lot at the start of the season or near the sort, when we was just, it was up, down, more. Now it's like up, a bit higher. Do you know what I mean? And then it's,
the only thing for me as well is the injury is going to tell finally. Like when we had Shane goal for ages, and then eventually like putting, bit of a shit performance.
I knew that was coming.
That's why I think he's rested Lansbury and Ruddock, because
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're going to kind of need them. And is it going to tell that we're missing certain players? Clark, Berry, Bradley.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. But
yeah, no, I totally agree with that, because obviously Bradley's got the, as well as Berry and Clark are the attacking midfielders. Obviously, Bradley's captain material as well. He is our captain, so yeah, I totally agree with that one. But yeah, anything else you want to say?
No, that's it.
Cool. Just go through some comments because I don't want to leave any. Big up Chris. He says, "Evening lads. Hope you're well. Yeah, we're good. Thanks, mate. Hope you are well." He says, "Good win away at Stoke, which is always a tough place to go." Exactly. And by the way, actually, talk about that game. What I forgot to mention on the report on Flash Scores. I don't know if you saw it, but it said Luton do it on a wet, windy day at Stoke or something like that.
Yeah.
Actually said that. It's pretty sick. Chris has said his prediction. He's gone 1-0 Luton. I'll take that. Absolutely take that. Will be a big test. Absolutely. Big up face. He says, "Big up Tyler. Fuck Wayne Rooney. Whoever go and give him shit." Oh dear. Obviously his other team's Man City, so obviously the United thing there. But yeah, what we'll do now is get into the lineup that we have played. So we'll do it how we've done it in recent episodes. I'll say mine. Obviously if my dad agrees. If not, then we'll change it to what he thinks. But yeah, goalkeeper, I'm going to go Steer, of course. I know it is on that formation. Right wing back, I'm going to go Bree, of course, after that performance. Bell, I think he was good as well, to be fair. Another good shout that we forgot to mention against Stoke. Think he was decent?
Yeah, definitely.
I thought that was one of his, better performances this season.
Same, yeah. He's been, even against West Brom, he was good as well. So.
Yeah. True. Obviously, the back three, I'm going to go Naismith on the left side, of course. Great, decent performance. Decent performance from him again. And I'm going to go with what it was yesterday. I'm going to go Lockyer and Burke. So there you go. There's that. Where is he? There he is. Now midfield. Obviously in the centre, I'm going to go Campbell. Now, I'm going to. I don't know. I'm going to go. You know what? I'm going to go Ruddock. He had a rest, so I'm going to go with him. And then the other one, I'm going to go with. I don't know. It's a tough one. I'm going to go with. I'm going to go Lansbury. And then two up top, I'm going to go. Even then, Adebayo is definitely one of them for me. And then the other one, I'm going to go. I'm going to go Cornick, but actually, I'm going to change formation. I don't know what formation it would be. That's the only problem. Might be this one. Yeah, there you go. This one. So, no, take that back. I won't play Lansbury. I will play. I'll play Hilton. That's what I'll go with. Would you make of that lineup, Dad?
Yeah, I can see what, I pretty much would have the same team. I could see why he's gone with that formation because he's done it in the last two games.
Yeah.
And it's worked. But I just feel that the first team you put out and the formation that's pretty much what I'd go with. So, you know, Lansbury, Ruddock and Campbell in the midfield and the 3-5-2, exactly the same players.
Oh, nice. Right, let me just
that's probably what I'd go for. And then you got the power. You got Hilton on the bench, Jerome on the bench.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You've got a lot of power. You know, Osho, he can come and do bits wherever, defensive midfield or defence.
Yeah.
You know, and you still got Fred Mendes Gomez.
Yeah, that's another shout. Yeah.
No, Fred's a bit unlucky not to be getting in the team, to be honest.
But 100%, especially if how his performances have been this season.
So I think I'd start with that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what, you know. Don't think, you know. I know he started Hilton, you know, but that's because he rested Ruddock and Lansbury. I feel, you know, if they were playing, then he wouldn't have been playing in that. And I think it's going to go back to that because, you know, they've been doing all right. You know, come on, don't, you know. So I think at home as well, I think it resort back to that formation and that kind of them players. And then, but we know now that Hilton can come off the bench. Jerome can come off the bench. Fred, we know them players will come off the bench and put in the performance. So I don't mind that. So I'd say I think Adebayo will be itching to score.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a proper feisty game as well, and I think that Rooney's going to rile his players up, and they're just going to lose their heads a bit, because they'll get frustrated, like, you know.
Yeah, no, I can see that. You know, the team, to a certain team,
I could see someone else getting sent off.
They got a bit frustrated, didn't they? But yeah.
So. Exactly. So. Yeah, that's the way them players have been playing. Got to go with that.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Something we'll go through before we go through score predictions. Then I want to go through a little bit at the end that I forgot to go through. But yeah, I'm going to go through a table. So obviously, if we are to win this based on other results, we could get into the playoffs. As for Derby, they would still be 22nd. They are currently 8 or 9 points behind. I can't even see it properly. 8 points. There we go. 8 points behind. So yeah, it's one of them. But yeah, that's the lineup that would go for. To be fair, yeah, I'd probably go for it actually, thinking about it as well, especially you saying it's at home as well. And obviously Ruddock and Lansbury got a rest. So yeah, I'd probably go with that actually, looking back at it as well. But yeah, it's that time, Dad. Score predictions. Now, I haven't actually said a score prediction yet. So yeah, if do you want to go first on this, or do you want me to?
I think
it's a tough one. Another tough game to predict.
Yeah, it's the only thing holding me back from a win is the three
triple wins.
Right. And this is that kind of game where it could, you know what I mean? They're fighting, we're fighting. I think it's going to be a draw.
Okay.
I'm happy to be proved wrong. You know what I mean? Of course. You know, because if we do get that triple win, then you can, and that's another notch that you know that you can think, yeah, we're definitely, you know, got a chance. Definitely capable of beating them, but I just feel that we'll get closer and closer, and it will come off. But I don't think it'll be against Derby. So I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw.
Okay. Yeah. Obviously, another thing I didn't mention as well, when we last played them, obviously earlier on in the season, we drew 2-2. I think that was like one of those first 5 games or something. But yeah, I'm the same as you. I'll be real. I do think it's going to be a draw. I just the triple wins. It just, just seeing it against Birmingham. I did have a feeling then, and I don't know. As you said though, if we are to win this and break that, then me personally, I'll start to believe a little bit more. I can't lie. But yeah, my score prediction.
And also a quick note on that. And then this is potentially, when Cornick said, I need to come off yesterday. Do you remember when he his leg and all that? They're gonna have one eye on the Chelsea game. That's the thing as well.
Yeah, because after this we don't play until that game.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of players who and that's potentially why Ruddock and Lansbury were rested as well, because they're likely to feature in that game. And there'll be players like maybe not going in for challenges as much as they should because of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there could be a bit of that as well, and that's why I think that a draw, and depending on other results, we'll probably still be in touch anyway. So.
Oh yeah. No, draw wouldn't be the worst result in my opinion. Like we mentioned, especially if how they're fighting for their lives to stay up. You know what I mean? So it's one of them. It's one of them. But yeah, my score, I'm going to go the same as you. I was thinking 2-2, but then I was like, I can't see it being another 2-2 draw against Derby. I do think it will be a 1-1 draw. It's that triple wins thing. That's really the only thing, that makes me not believe that we can win the game. We're at home. I'm positive about that. As I said, I'm more confident when we're at home. It's just that triple wins thing. So yeah, I'm the same as you. 1-1 draw is my prediction for this. Hopefully Luton can prove us wrong and get that win. That would be absolutely lovely. So yeah, it's one of them. But anything else you want to say about the game before I do a little talking point that I wanted to do at the end?
No, that's it, mate.
Cool. So the bit that I wanted to do is basically I forgot to talk about a bit of stuff that Stoke, about the Stoke game yesterday. So yeah, it's quite funny to be fair. So let me just get it up. So we've got this. All right, to start off, the mentality is back again, Dad. You know what I mean? Luton fans thinking they have half a chance on Wednesday. Yeah? You even dream of beating the Mighty Potters. You better wake up and apologise. Well, mate, you better apologise for tweeting that out. You know what I mean? Because it's looking peak for you. I'll tell you that right now. Oh, dear. But yeah, it's just that mentality, isn't it, Dad? Still to this day.
Yeah. Well, we have to get a catchphrase going on it. So I say, another one bites the dust. Yeah.
Yep. No. I had to get that up. And then there's one that we'll wrap it up on. You know what I mean? We'll wrap it up on this.
Lovely.
So yeah, I just had to get them in. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're just gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it on that until we wrap up. So yeah, it's one of them. But yeah, that is everything we wanted to cover. Unless there's any additional bits you want to say at the end of this about anything.
No, that's it, mate. In this one.
Cool. Yeah, cool. So that is episode 25 of the Hatters Show done. I hope you all enjoyed it. Big up everyone that came in the chat and all of that. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Not too sure what time. Maybe just after midday for Premier League predictions. So yeah, until then, don't forget to smash a like on the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already with the notification bell on. That would be much appreciated. And yeah, subscribe to my other channel as well, T-Boys TV Extra, where I post clips and highlights. That would also be much appreciated. And yeah, share the channel. And if you want to follow me across any of my other social medias, link to them is in the description. And Dad, you do music. Where can they find it?
Dazzy D Mixcloud. Check that out, guys.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, link to that is also in the description. And yeah, some banging tunes on there, isn't there, Dad?
Yeah, there is.
So yes, it's one of them. But yeah, next Hatter show, we're not 100% sure yet, but obviously we'll schedule it. Sorry, nearer the time, so you know about that. So yeah, until then, take care and peace.